The spiral is about the human race. Among them are light bearers, who are beings infused with radiant light inside them that can invade territories, microcosms, the physical world, and bring healing, order, and alignment. Then there are the earthmen. These are creatures originating from mud and dust. They have the potential to be light bearers. However, they are always ruled by a dark mist that pervades the atmosphere and enters the umbilical cord to their babies. So, when bound by the dark mist, they could not see well. However, some of them enjoy the mist as they become more infused with it, and some occasionally caught a glimpse of the radiant light and want to escape the mist but were powerless to do so. Then there are those who found ways to get in touch with the radiant light through certain keys that open spaces. Chapter 1: The Light Bearer. There he stood in the morning sun, squinting in the glare of its rays, waiting for her to come up with the goats. It was a yearning that had to be satisfied by just a glimpse, and then he must be on his way. It was the strength of the stillness of a power within that beckoned him along a path long ago mapped out even before he knew of it. The uncertainties of details that each stop or each turn he was brought to were something he had to contend with, but nevertheless, the sense of yet more to come or the nudging of going on became the pull that drew him ahead. Just then, a silhouette of her was framed in the shining glare as she came up the path. Her eyes were focused on the path to the left of him, but he saw the slight lifting of the eyelids as she kept abreast with the goats. As soon as his fingers lifted and looked poised to move upward to wave, she was already pushing ahead towards the bend at the mulberry bush. She had never appeared more beautiful than at that moment. The cries of "Wait, wait!" that remained muted on his lips were betrayed by the longing in his eyes. Before he saw it, the tingling sense that made him froze directed his focus to a whiffs of dark smoke that arose from the mulberry bush. The whiffs swirled slowly among the foliage with increasing strength, and then shrouded her into a shadowy figure. She ran up the path with the goats bleating at her heels. Just as he was to run up after her, the mist blocked his sight. It gagged his throat as he opened his mouth to shout. With all his heart and might, he focused on the light within him. As soon as the mist left him, she was not to be seen. With a heavy heart and feet like lead, he wearily made his way down the slope. Only that changed when an inner sense arose, as his ears were awakened to hear a voice that beckoned with a certainty above the rustling of the tall grass which continued in a howling in the valley. The stillness of the power within stirred deeply at the sound, and his being opened to allow the resonance of the union to continue further into every part as he could. The mist had dissipated, but some had insinuated itself into the shadows that the dawn had cast. Morning by morning, it was this voice that exhilarated and brought an aliveness that permeated his inner being. In it he reveled and took shelter. In it he plunged deeper till his being remained submerged in its aliveness. His aliveness radiated as waves after waves soothed, refreshed, and invigorated. Weariness slipped away, and his steps became light, and sure-footedly he arrived at the path in the valley.